Hey superstar, Gavin is here. Welcome back to my channel, the number one place for empaths and light workers who want to manifest an inspired life. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I was able to manifest $54,000 in my first try. Plus, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 tips on the exact steps that you need to take to manifest 5D money. But before we get started, be sure to leave a comment below saying, I am a superstar, oh yes, to win my sleep shifting course. And right now on screen, there's going to be 6 winners from the previous 2 weeks of the people who actually won the neutrality sleep shifting course. Okay, so if you're interested in winning the course, leave a comment below saying, I am a superstar, oh yes. Okay, so let's get started with the video. Let's go. So I'm going to share with you how I manifested $54,000 on my first try. A backstory behind it. Back in 2012, I was able to actually get an opportunity to work with someone and do a digital online product launch. But prior to all of that, I had watched the movie The Secret back in 2009. Okay, it's 2009 when the movie The Secret came out. I was actually able to watch it, and it really inspired me because at the time I didn't do well in school. I was working a 9-to-5 job. I was struggling, and it was just a really hard time for me because I wanted to escape a really rough neighborhood as well. And watching the movie really inspired me that I could be somebody, right? I could grow and expand. And at that time, I wasn't spiritual. I wouldn't say I was spiritual, but I was more in the egocentric level of consciousness. And when I say that, I don't mean like I was totally egotistical. I was just like really focused on money. And so that mentality didn't really help because I actually ended up having a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. I ruined my health, had breakups. And in fact, at the time when I learned about the movie The Secret, I was in a relationship, and it was an amazing relationship. I loved this woman, and it was something that, was really meaningful for me. And, you know, it didn't end up going well because I started learning about these new ways of being. I started learning about the law of attraction, started being more positive, started being more grateful, and my level of consciousness was going up, and we was kind of drifting apart. And so what I would advise is if you're in a relationship right now and you're learning about this stuff, to learn with your partner. And if you're wanting to grow and expand, not to judge them, not to see them as negative or to see them as, a bad person, right? That's just their level of consciousness. Maybe you've grown a little bit and you've learned something new, but it's important not to get egotistical about your growth and that you know something new or you know something different or you know a different way. It's important that spiritual beings don't judge other people, but we shine light. We just become the light. We just grow and expand and become greater versions of ourselves so that we inspire naturally. We don't need to tell someone to do something in order for them to, get involved in learning new things, right? We can just be, and in the beingness, as we shine, we attract people to be inspired to do the same too. So that's a big lesson that I learned throughout my journey. And at the time in the relationship, I was trying to change her. I was trying to push all this stuff on her. Just think positive and all this stuff. And I was becoming annoying. And yeah, we kind of drifted apart. So that was really hard on me. That was really challenging on me. And then I stopped believing about the law of attraction. I stopped believing in it. Not wholeheartedly, but it's just like, why did this happen to me? Like, if the law of attraction really works, why did this happen to me? Why did, this, if God really exists, why did this happen to me? Because it's really hard on me. But I didn't really take it as hard at the time. I didn't see it as traumatic at the time. But through what I've learned throughout my experience and throughout my journey, it was traumatic. And a lot of us, we don't realize what trauma is. We don't realize how, these things can really affect our energy, our vibration, and our ability to manifest in the future. That's why I help people with energy healing and shifting their psychology and shifting their mentality, their unconscious blocks, their limiting beliefs, because that's the number one thing that helps them break through to the next level. And so at the time, I was having a lot of resistance around the law of attraction. I kind of believed in it. I was still manifesting and I was seeing results. And at that time, I read the book, start trying to read the book Think and Grow Rich, but I wasn't necessarily jiving with it. I wasn't resonating with it too tough. And I kind of just thought it was a bunch of crap. And so I kind of just threw it down. I guess I was going through a hard time because of the breakup. But around a year later, I had read it again. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was like a February or a March, and it was definitely the beginning of the year, and it was coming to my birthday, which is in April. I'm an Aries, and I read the book Think and Grow Rich again. And as I was reading the book, I was like, wow, this is amazing. It's talking about vibration. I guess my level of consciousness was way up then. And it's talking about, how to manifest. And I didn't realize before that it was talking about manifesting and law of attraction. I just thought it was crap. How can you think and grow rich? I just kind of pushed it aside. But, and it was an old book as well. It's old and, it's not for the modern time. And so you have to kind of adapt the teachings in Think and Grow Rich to the modern time. And so at the time I had the Amazon version of it, like a $3, $4, $5 version of the book. And what I did was I applied the first four chapters, particularly the chapter of faith. I really ingrained that into my being. And I had a switch, a flip in my mind. It was like just all of a sudden, like I embodied this energy of faith and belief, and I was totally convinced that I could make a lot of money and be really successful. And I don't know how I did that or what happened, but like I was like, I totally embodied this faith, that knowingness, and it felt totally normal to me for me to make a lot of money. And so I had this energy of faith. And at the time, like for about 2 years, I knew this guy and he was making a lot of money online. And I always asked him, hey, can you work with me? Can you help me out? Like, I really need help and all this stuff. He didn't want to help me. Okay. But when I applied faith, I said to myself, I'm going to do a launch. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to launch a product and it's going to be really successful. And I told him, hey, I'm going to launch a product on this day at this time. I said, hey, man, I'll team up with you. So all of a sudden, he started believing in me because I had that level of faith and I was convinced. And he could see that I was, ready to go. Okay. And he wanted to work with me. And because he had a lot of experience and he had a lot of connections and stuff like this, it was amazing for me. Okay, so around a month later, after reading Think and Grow Rich and applying faith to my reality, guess what happened? We launched a product. It made $54,000 in around 2 to 3 weeks, and that dramatically changed my life. I flew out to the Maldives and I went to Dubai, and it was amazing. I started traveling the world, and it's just an amazing time for me. And it's my biggest breakthrough, and I believe this was the first try of me using the law of attraction properly because I was actually applying it the right way. So I manifested $54,000 on my first try, really using the law of attraction in the right way. And then I had went on to make even more money. I started making $25,000 in a single day, multiple times. I was able to manifest $80,000 in a single month. And it was just amazing transformation. Money was coming in, money was flowing in. I was able to travel the world and do all these amazing things. And at the time, I was manifesting from an ego base, and I was in a toxic relationship at the time. I was experiencing anxiety at the time. I was depressed at the time. My health was going downhill at the time. Things were just going really downhill for me on the inner world. So I wasn't necessarily fulfilled. Okay, I wasn't necessarily happy. Having all this money, traveling, doing all this stuff, I was on the ego side of the consciousness. And I was like, what's going on? Why am I not happy? Why am I feeling depressed? Like I got everything, going well for me. This is what I really wanted. So be careful what you ask for. Be careful for what you're wanting. There's a lot of people, hey, I want this stuff. I want this. I want this. I want this. But, you never know what can happen when you actually manifest. You might realize something different. And so that's when I started becoming more spiritual and actually ended up going on the other side of the spectrum, becoming really spiritual and not really caring about money. But that was the wrong way to go about it. Okay, so you need to have a balance, in between with, money coming in and allowing money, but then not being so egotistical about it. So I want to share with you 3 powerful tips, okay? 3 powerful tips that will dramatically change your perspective of money and help you manifest more money in your life. So make sure you apply these 3 tips into your life. So again, I'm going to be sharing with you how to manifest 5D money, love-based money, God's wealth, God's abundance, God's joy, okay, God's prosperity. Okay, this is important. You don't want to be manifesting 3D based money, ego based money, what you think, what you've been taught, right? You want to manifest based on love, on the 5D, on the spiritual. Okay, so you're shifting from a 3D way of being to a 5D way of being. And this can work in any context. Even if you're working a 9 to 5, you're working a career, these 3 tips will dramatically change your life. So make sure you apply them, take it seriously. It will dramatically change your life. Okay, so number 1, I'm just going to read on screen here. Number 1, okay, the amount of money that you manifest is in direct alignment with the amount of value you hold and the level of inspired action you take to gifting that value with the world. Okay, just want to repeat that again. The amount of value you hold and the level of inspired action you take to gifting that value with the world. Okay, so you need to hold a certain amount of value. You need to have inner prosperity. What value do you hold? What can you gift to the career, to the job, to the business? What is your gift for the world? What is the value that you hold? In my case, it's teachings and understandings from law of attraction, personal development, personal growth, and things like this. So I hold certain value, I hold certain knowledge, and I'm able to gift that to the world. Right now, I'm gifting to the world. Can you see how that works? And this is heart chakra energy, right? So this is 5D way of operating, right? 3D way of operating is mine, I want to take, right? So that's the first tip. The amount of value you hold and the level of inspired action, okay? The action needs to be inspired, okay? It shouldn't come from pain. It shouldn't come from lack. It shouldn't come from avoiding. For me, when I was manifesting money back then, it was coming from avoiding. It was coming from lack. It was coming from coming out of a certain neighborhood. It was coming from escaping a certain job, a certain career that I was in. Okay, now whilst that can motivate you for a certain time, it's actually not conducive because it's like you're running away, you're being chased by something. It's like how can I explain it? It's like a this bear or this monster is chasing you, and that's lack. You're in fear. You want to make money because you're in fear. All right, and that's not the right way to operate. You want to manifest based on abundance. Okay, see how that works? So it's inspired. You're feeling good about it. You're enjoying the process of what you are doing. Okay, very, very important. Okay, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is the power of communicating the value, your value to the world through effective communication and faith. Okay, the power of communicating your value to the world through effective communication and faith. Now, the previous one was heart chakra. This one is throat chakra, communicating your value with the world, with solar plex energy, with the power of faith. Okay, so you're communicating your certainty, your confidence. Your throat chakra is just, speaking with confidence and certainty, and you're communicating that it's done, that is yours, that you are amazing, that is totally normal for you to manifest this into your life. And so communication, I believe, to be the second most important thing in this entire universe. The reason being is because energy is the number 1 most important thing in this entire universe, right? We're made up of energy, everything is energy, and energy needs to communicate, right? That's throat chakra energy. And so in order to get more money, you need to learn how to communicate your value, and you need to be able to communicate your value with faith, with confidence, with certainty, with power behind it, okay, with vigor, right? And when you can do that, people are attracted towards that because they can see you believe in yourself, they can see you have value, and you believe in that value, and you want to share that value, you want to gift that value to them, to the company, to the business, to the career, to even the relationship, right, that you're in. You could use this for relationships. You can apply this to any area of your life, actually, multiple areas of your life. So the last one here, the third tip that I want to share with you is your ability to make the level of money that you are after totally normal. You have to make it totally normal. If it's a big deal in your mind, back then, when I manifested $54,000 on my first try, it wasn't a big deal to me. It was totally normal. It just felt like, no, I that's what I do. Sorry, can't help it. It's just, I just felt like something I'd switched into my head, and it was just like, it's just money. Like, why do you care so much? Why are you putting a big deal on, big emphasis on money? It just felt totally normal, totally natural for me to manifest an abundance of money. Lo and behold, 1 month later, which is like 30 days, right? I was able to manifest, business opportunity, which led to me manifesting $54,000 in like 2 to 3 weeks. Then I was traveling the world and doing this amazing stuff. I went on an amazing holiday with the girlfriend I was with at the time. We went to the Maldives and went to Dubai. Okay, and we traveled in luxury, right? We stayed in an amazing hotel, and we done all the things that we wanted to do, and it was a great time. So I just want you to realize that this is now shifting. Back then it was 3D. This is 5D way of being. This is operating from love and abundance. Okay, you need to operate from love. You need to operate from gifting. You need to operate from wanting to give something to the company, to the job, to the career, to the business, to the world. And when you operate from that energy and it's coming from confidence and certainty, then you are empowering your life. Now, what I'm going to be doing in the next video is I'm going to be sharing with you how to get rid of unconscious blocks. Okay, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to get that video. But if you really want to take things to the next level and you're really serious about the law of attraction and manifesting and creating your life that you want, and you really want to dive deep on these unconscious blocks, these fears and anxieties, the procrastination that you had, and you're dealing with it for too long, and you're tired and you're fed up, and you really want to have an amazing breakthrough, and you want to have that level of faith and certainty, take massive action towards your goals, dreams, and desires, then I suggest that you get neutrality shifting coaching. And we've hired the best of the best coach. Okay, he has 20 years experience in shifting people into the reality that they want, getting rid of unconscious blocks, anxieties, and pains. And he's literally guaranteed to shift you. Okay, it doesn't matter what you're going through, he can shift you. And what you can do is click the link in the description if you want to find out more about that. Okay, so click the link in the description, and then you can book a call with us where we're going to give you a base neutrality assessment, and you'll be able to go and get coaching. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Be sure to click the like button, and there should be some videos on screen right now. Keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.